Well, hello Rinconians. How you doing? It's Rincon Steve. Welcome back to my channel. I'm just getting back from New Hampshire last week, and gonna finally get to talking more about the Teardrop. Now I got a few things to go over. I'm gonna show you a video right now that goes into some fender repair. You'll see in the video, and some other things that needed to be done. I recorded that back in March, so take a look at that. We're continuing to talk about the Teardrop. I know we finished this up last summer, did some traveling, and we've been back in Arizona for about 3-4 months now, and here she sits. She hasn't moved since we've got back, but there's still some things to do. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the adjustments, improvements, repairs that need to be done. So that's the plan. So let's take a little closer look and talk about some of the things that need to be done. So here's where I've had her parked, and you can see she's getting dirty. So first thing is we need a good wash. I don't know if I showed you this, but okay, I wanted to show you my fenders. You can see how they're all pitted, and this was from driving on gravel roads. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact we left the North Dakota area in snow, so the roads were all had sand on it, and I think that's going to be a problem. Of course, I got to sand that out. I started doing that. Let me just show you over here earlier, and then I let it go, and you can see the rust is starting to set in. But I think we can get the pits out, and we'll sand a little bit of that rust off. But the plan is to use bedliner, which a friend of mine suggested, and I thought, what a great idea. So I think we're going to do bedliner just on the front of this, and then we'll put black paint onto that. So that's one project we've got to do. Let's come around here and take a look. I don't know if you can see, I've got this up on a block over here, and that's just so that I can have this tilted this way. What's interesting is the water, when it was tilted the other way, would leak into the hatch. So tilted this way, it seems to do just fine. So we really have to work on the weather stripping. Let me just show you this one-handedly. What I'm going to do is remove this weather stripping. This is just stuck on here, and I had used silicone caulk to try to seal down the side of this. I think it kind of works, but I think we're getting water in. I don't know if it's up towards the top, but anytime it rains we see it seeping in, and we get little puddles down in here or up in here. So I'm going to take this seal off. I'm going to use cut the silicone out, clean it out, and use urethane caulk as a base, and then put more of this back on, caulk again. Try to get, wherever it's coming from back in here. And I'll do that to both sides, even though this side seems to be pretty good. I think I want to switch from silicone to urethane. Another thing that seems to well, I put this gutter strip on. This is just a piece of rubber that's stuck on, and the idea is as water, you're traveling and water comes down the side, that it just channels it down and away from the hatch. But when I first put this on, it seemed to be pulling off, but maybe it's sitting out here in the sun. That doesn't seem so bad. I got some new stuff to stick back on. Let me check this. Yeah, that Arizona heat likes to, oh no, here we go. Here's the problem. See how it's coming off. So I'm going to take that off and clean it good and stick some new stuff on. Okay, what else? What else? Oh, see how the rubber cover for my corner molding, that's shrunk up. That's 4 inches. I mean, this is the whole thing. It goes all the way around and over to here. So I think for here, I'm not gonna replace it. I think what I'm gonna do is just cut a piece and try to slide it right back up underneath here, so it's like two pieces, and that way it can kind of move and yet not be a problem. This side here looks good. I've checked them all, except you can see it shrunk up a little bit here. And just to show you here, we got the same type of molding that covers the screws for the where the doors are attached, and you can see that is shrunk up a lot. So I've got more of this stuff. I think what I'm going to do is take this off, put more on. I might leave it hanging off long for a while so it can shrink up, and then yeah, someone said it's just going to do what it's going to do, so we'll see. What else? Now look at this, how that looks a little... Oh yeah, it's even cracked there. Ooh, that is weird. Maybe I will take this off. Look at it, it's all cracking. It's the first time I noticed that. I guess I'll replace that. This side seems alright. See how this one is shrunk up? I got more of that. I'll just change that out. Okay, we got a primer. We got everything masked off. We're going to shoot this metal red oxide primer onto the bare metal, and that'll be it probably for today, because I want that to set up the best it can before we apply the bed liner. Okay, Rinconians, it's getting late. I'm going to call it a day. We've got our stuff all primed out. I'm going to pull that masking off and remask it, because I want the rubberized bed liner to kind of go on in a more of a set pattern. But now that the metal's all primed up, I don't have to worry about rusting. Okay, we're all ready to do our texture, our bed liner. It's a little windy today, so if you hear any wind, that's why. All right, let's get it applied. We're pretty well all set with our bed liner on the fenders. I think I just did the last coat on that one. Around here, I got the masking off. You can see here how much thicker that is. Next step there is to paint the whole fender over again, and that should be ready to go. Okay, so we're wrapping it up here with the fender. Try to get my shadow out of there, but we have it textured. I just painted the rest of the fender black. You can see my line there. It's actually not as shiny but I think that's all right. I went on to paint the other fender, and I was kind of rubbing it down, and I noticed my weld is broken. So I'm gonna want to fix that before I do any painting. So that kind of slows me down here. I'm gonna take the wheel off and see if I can get the grinder up in on this side. The other thing I've done, which I didn't record, is I put the new weather seal in, and we're just gonna let that dry, and then we'll caulk the edge of it. Okay. Okay, so we got that wrapped up. We got into some other projects too, which I'll share with you on future videos. And one of them, as you can see, my teardrop is undercover as much as possible. I'm trying to shade it. And with that, I'm going to get into a video as to how well the Phylon is holding up in this hot Arizona sun. Just to be honest with you, it's a bit discouraging. So stay tuned for that. We'll show you that soon. All right, everyone, take care, and we'll talk to you later.